Welcome back to Metal Memo number 26. Today's topics include owning your mistakes, meals and macros, and training of the day. Usually I put in a tip, but the own your mistakes section actually includes the lesson learned and the tip. So let's dive into it. We have 3 programs to get you in the best shape of your life. That is the 12-week hybrid athlete training program, which I will soon start when I can actually start to run again. We have the 6-week circuit training program, which features how-to videos. And then we have the strength and aesthetics weekly program. We are on week 12. However, the next program, the upper-lower cardio split, is going to be insane. And I'll make actual printouts so you can print it out and keep it forever and have your training program in your pocket. That being said, let's talk about some housekeeping. We have some supplements I'd like to talk to you about. We have Transparent Labs. Now, my go-to supplement company is Transparent Labs because, frankly, they're transparent. They share with you everything they put in the actual ingredients, how it's made. There's even to the point of the capsules you take, they tell you what that's made out of. It is the best. It is the most effective when it comes to my training is to take this type of supplementation. So I focus on the 100% grass-fed whey protein. 10 out of 10 recommend getting it. Get the chocolate chip banana flavored protein powder. It's my favorite, along with the creatine HMB. I take them both every single day. Second, we have ketones made by HVNM, and these are liquid gold. I mean, if you take this shot at 3 o'clock, you're going to feel phenomenal for the rest of the day, and you will actually sleep fine. So it's not going to keep you up all night like a caffeine shot would. Otherwise, I take it first thing in the morning, right before I go to the gym, and it keeps my endurance fueled. So check it out. Try it. Let me know what you think. I put the discount codes in here. Use the code WINARIC, my last name, WINARICK, for 10% off your entire order. All right. Lessons learned and tip of the week. Owning your mistakes. Owning your mistakes can help. It helps with, 1, builds trust. Admitting when you're wrong shows integrity. People respect honesty, especially when it's difficult. Taking responsibility strengthens relationships because it shows you're reliable and willing to grow. Number 2, it fuels growth. Mistakes are great teachers if you own them. Instead of hiding or blaming, you get on the chance to learn, improve, and come back stronger. Owning up helps you grow faster and smarter. 3, it builds resilience. So it's not easy to admit that you messed up, but by doing so, it builds emotional strength over time. So over time, it actually gets easier to face tough moments, having those hard conversations, and bounce back with confidence. And number 4, inspires others. When you lead with accountability, others actually notice that. When you're a friend, teammate, or leader, owning your mistakes encourages others to do the same. It sets a really powerful example. When I was asked recently for one tip that helps me to let things go, I always come back to the same thing. Own your role. So here's a quick story. One time, I was surfing and someone cut me off. So in surfing, it's when it's your wave, it's your turn, and someone decides to also surf the wave, but right in front of you. So like cutting you in line at Disneyland or something. And where I surf, that's a hard no. You don't do that. If it's someone's wave, you let them take the wave. You do not cut them off. So this guy, he did it again. So I decided now I would talk to him. I asked him, hey, do you mind looking to your left and make sure no one's on the wave before you go for it? I was calm, he was calm, and he said, okay, great. Thought that was the end of it. Well, then he did it again, and I did not handle it well. I waited for him to paddle back out in the lineup and asked him this time, but with a tone in my voice, why did you do that again? He got defensive and started to yell, in which then I turned into anger and started to yell back. And now these 2 adults, one being me, are yelling at each other like children in the water. He's about like 45, 50 maybe. So really two adults just screaming at each other like children. After the session, I paddled in, and my actions that day were eating at me. Why did I act like this? Why did I stoop to such a low level? But the thought that stuck with me the most was, why is this guy such an asshole? I surfed the next day, but this time with a pit of fear and guilt mixed together in my stomach. This continued on for about another 2 days, and when we saw each other in the water, we would just completely avoid each other. When I called my mentor, my friend, my pastor, his name's Joe, on what happened and what I should do, he said something that surprised the hell out of me. First, for background, Joe grew up in Australia. He was on the amateur tour for surfing and knows very well the surfing etiquette, so I figured he was the best person to talk to. His response, though, was to apologize to him. Now, I know for certain that that guy was in the wrong, not me, so this was not the answer I was looking for. I asked Joe, why should I apologize when he was in the wrong? And his response, because you're the one who's carrying all the weight. Mind blown. The lesson here is my metaphorical attic is weighing me down. Regardless of who's in the right or wrong, I was struggling. I was the one who was struggling. I'm sure he slept perfectly fine at night, and if he didn't, I don't know. But I didn't. I had an attitude that God would not want me to have, and now it is affecting my life. That I act in a way that I'm proud of. If so, why am I running around with such anger, guilt, and resentment? So I asked a friend for this random guy's phone number, and I called him. My heart was racing, and I was anxious, but when he picked up, I apologized to him. He then apologized back, explained what he had been going through. And then I actually felt sorry for him, and I felt sorry for my attitude. And ironically, now we're very close friends in the water. The lesson is to own your role, own your mistakes, own your attitude. The tip this week is to apologize for your own actions so you can live a life without resentment or anger. Try it, and I promise you, you will feel so much better. Second part here is, what am I eating? Below are some pictures and macros of the food I enjoyed cooking and eating from this past week. So the first picture is of ground beef or mince with cottage cheese, sweet potato, and roasted carrots. Approximate calories 450, protein 39, fat 17, net carbs 30 grams. Second picture is of a breakfast I had, which is oats with grass-fed whey protein, blueberries, banana, honey, and cacao nibs, which is one of my favorite things to add in the morning. It gives you a little bit of energy, so try doing it in the morning versus in the evening. Calories, another 450, protein 36, fat very low, 9 grams, and net carbs 50. I actually put a picture of what I brought to the office for lunch. So this was grass-fed beef, or mince again, 1 cup of rice, avocado, berries, and honey. Very simple, very nutritious, and very filling. Calories 622, protein 37, fat 18, and net carbs 65. Part 4, how am I training? Cardio. I'm still trying to implement a little bit more of a cardio routine. I'm focusing on only swimming in circuits, as cycling and running has taken a back seat as I'm not really progressing with my IT band syndrome. So my lifting is through the Strength and Aesthetics program, as I have the link here. And the total time is 65 minutes. Pre-workout Transparent Labs Lean. I take that fasted, 3/4 to a full scoop. And this has the focus is on a pull day, so more back focused. With the workout, you're going to warm up. First one, pull-ups, 8 to 10 reps, 4 sets. Now, I kind of like to go as many reps as possible for 4 sets, but a minimum should be 8 to 10. Number 2, bent over barbell rows or dumbbell rows. 4 sets, descending. So 10 reps, 8 reps, 6 reps, 6 reps, going very heavy, resting 90 seconds in between. The third workout is actually superset. So superset A, 1-arm dumbbell rows, 3 sets of 12 reps, and immediately jump over to incline dumbbell bicep curls. So you're laying on an incline bench and you do a bicep curl. So your arms are very extended in that stretch position of your bicep is actually where most of the growth happens. So incline dumbbell bicep curls are like the greatest thing you could do for growing your biceps. For superset B, you have upright rows, 3 sets of 15, and reverse flies, 3 sets of 12. Number 5, lat pull downs. So we started with pull-ups, now we're on lat pull downs, 3 sets of 12 to 15. So a higher rep range, more hypertrophy than the strength building. This will get your lats really wide, and your rest is very minimal. It's 30 seconds. And then we're going to end it with some concentration curls, 3 sets of 12 reps, rest 30 seconds, and rear delt raises. This is to fire the back of your shoulders. 15 reps, do a very lightweight here. I do 5 pounds or 7.5 pounds for 3 reps, 30 seconds. I take the lean transparent labs before I go. I also put a scoop of creatine in that. Some people say to take creatine after. I take it before. That's just personally how I like to do it. Mix it with my pre-workout, and I'm done for the day. Check it out. Try it. And that is Mettle Memo number 26. Fortify your mind.